a fair old fight. I hear his foot's all right. Of course it all depends if it red last night. I know it's Valentine's morning.
Hello racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, June 21st races at Hastings. We do have 7 races kicking off at 1:50 in the afternoon. Good cards, tough races.
7 on tap. I did have some big problems with a few of these races. There's a nice 3-year-old filly allowance race. There's obviously we get some more 2-year-old races going this year. Looks like it's going to be, the forecast says it's going to be a fast track, so that always helps our handicapping a little bit. Last weekend with a bit of an off track, I was not overly successful. Jump right into it.
Okay, go ahead. You start. You go into the first race.
I'll hit the first race. 3-year-olds and up, 4,000 non-winners of the year. I landed on number 6, Storm and Proud Papa. Again, it's a horse I just keep picking. He will win one of these. I picked him lots. Yeah, me and you have both picked him the last few times. He will win one of these. He's getting closer. Swiss Arrogant jumped up, ran a big one last time. He couldn't catch him. I got him on top. Mike Anderson's horse is running very well this year. Second spot, I put Proxy Man. Another one that's just knocking on the door. He was just a little bit behind Storm and Proud Pop in that last event. Third spot, I put After Court out of the Frank Barry barn. I like the rider upgrade from Jason Rodriguez to Richard Hamill. And another one obviously fits pretty well in here. I got 6-2-1.
You know, I've got the same 3 horses, Drew, but I kind of flip-flopped them around. I've gone to the rail, the number 1 After Court. I agree with you. The rider's switch is, you know, that's a big, you know, Richard's riding great right now. He's got live horses, and he's, you know, he's confident. He's making all the right moves. And After Court had kind of a tough trip last time, and this horse was chasing Swiss Arrogant and in between horses at times. I just think he's going to get a far more cushy trip. No Swiss Arrogant in here, and I think After Court's going to be awfully dangerous from the inside. I put the 2-horse Proxy Man, who will go in blinkers today. Blinkers on for Proxy Man, and I don't know if that's going to help or hinder. You know, it's kind of, this horse hasn't had blinkers on for, you know, throughout his career, but I don't know. Maybe they want to put him on the lead. That could hurt my After Court. You know, that would hurt his chances of winning. But I think Proxy Man and Amadeo Perez are live, and I agree with the 6, Storm and Proud Papa. Liked him last time, a little disappointed. He had dead aim on Swiss Arrogant, but was just second best. I thought horses coming out of that race had tougher trips than him, and that's why, that's the only reason I didn't go to him. But he'll probably pop up. He's eligible to pop up.
I'd go deep there. I don't think there's a single in that race.
Yeah, I went 1-2-6 in the Saturday opener. On to the second race. Got some 2-year-olds here, maiden 25 granders, going the nursery course distance of 3.5 furlongs. I landed on the 3. Usually in these races, if you play trainers, you're usually going to do quite well. And Troy Taylor does extremely well with his young stock. They're well prepared, and I went to the 3, Fort Vancouver. Alex Pisono, actually the Troy Taylor has a couple in here, but Alex Pisono would have the live mount, being the barn rider, and they got 1 slow 3/8 on entry morning and 1 quick one prior to that, and 35 and 3. So I don't know. I think Fort Vancouver is pretty live in here. I put the 7-horse Lady Dawson in for second. Another one bred by Glenn Todd, so the Sir Galovics are definitely
He's got his fingerprints all over this race.
Yeah, definitely has his fingerprints on this one. It'd be nice to see him get a couple of good performances here. But Lady Dawson and Amadeo Perez, good works for good 2-year-old conditioner Tracy McCarthy. And I put the 5-horse Fourth in Command, another top trainer, Craig McPherson, Richard Hamill. They've been winning races like crazy. So this one's got some nice little works. A daughter of Second in Command, and out of the Mare Rivers Reach, who could run. So there's a lot of potential there as well. I went 3-7-5. Didn't love anyone, but I pretty much usually if you go with trainers, you're going to be pretty close to winning.
And you're going to want to go down and see them in the paddock, right, Mike?
You are. Always. The huge story is told if you're at the track.
It's going to tell you a lot, absolutely. Even watching them on the simulcast, you watch the ones that are maybe antsy and acting up and are a little bit washy. I got the same horses, Fort Vancouver. Like you said, Troy Taylor's horses, his 2-year-olds are always very dangerous this time of year. He's got 2 in here. Alex Bisono gravitates, of course, to the liver horse. I put Fourth in Command, the Craig McPherson trainee, him and Richard Hamill.
Gravitates. You used the word gravitate.
You like that, eh?
That's excellent. I know. You don't use that every day. Neither do I, but that's good.
Don't ask me to spell that. I put Craig McPherson's horse in second because him and Hamill have just been batting 1,000 right now. They're 38% together, very tough to beat. And of course, Tracy McCarthy's horse in the third spot, Lady Dawson. Same horses.
Those are the 3. Yeah, those look like the 3 live. The 3 live barn. They get their horses ready. I mean,
exactly. And the other ones that have run, you know, if you want to take the horses that have run that maybe have a bit of an advantage in here. they didn't show a whole lot when they ran. That's why I went with the same horses, Mike. 3, 5, and 7 in the second. On the third race, 3-year-old claiming 16,000. Nice little race here. I've gone to the 5. He will be your favorite. Stakes winner here last year. He won the Jack Diamond Futurity here last year, and all that it means. One run in November at Golden Gate for trainer Blaine Wright. Got beat about 10 lengths in a little overnight stake. Comes back here, back in training here. The works are okay, minute and 2/5, but he plummets down to 16,000. He'll be your favorite. I'm not going to go against him. Obviously, they're not thrilled with him, but I'm going to pick him. The second spot, I put London. Horse took a couple of starts to break his maiden. He did drop down to the 12.5 level, but no mistake. In a decent time, 18-1, and did it in hand. So I'll put London in the second spot. Third spot, one that Steve Henson, Jeff Singera had running with Steve Henson, Surf Paradise over the winter. They obviously had high hopes for this horse. Brought him back, ran him in a stake here, and then an allowance race against Jordan's Quest, Never Better Cause. Some nice horses. He drops down to the $16,000 level. He attracts Richard Hamill, which makes him live in my book. 5-2-4 for me in the third.
Yeah, I agree with the 5 and all of it means. I mean, it's hard to go against the horse.
They're obviously not thrilled with him.
No, but the barn wins at 47% for a reason. I mean,
I'm not going to go against
There's
them,
not a ton of claiming going on right now, so it's why not
take the edge?
He's not a route. He's not going to route. So I mean, that devalues a horse right away.
He might have
a
been
3-year-old anyway.
Yeah.
He's not going to route. He's pretty much shown that he's a speed horse, and I know he didn't show speed on the Tapeta track at Golden Gate, but this horse will be speed in here. He's worked well. He worked at Emerald for Blaine Wright probably, then came up to the Anita Bolton barn, and has been working well. And this horse is live. I mean, I don't want to dwell too much on a 3 to 5 shot, but I mean, this horse is, this is the spot.
You're going to have to beat him, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a 3-year-old in mid-season. Place a value on him at 16,000, and they're very good at placing a value on a horse. You need a Bolton barn, and that's where they think he belongs. And he may go on and win a race for 25,000, but he's not going to haunt them at all, going along and win a bunch of stakes. So.
I don't think so. No.
So I like him to win it. I put London in for second. I just think the pace scenario could really help this horse. He came from off of it to win, obviously an easier race last time. But I think the horse showed me something that day. I think Carson City Brown's going to show speed. The 3 Cowie Creek, and all that means, and even the 6 horse Why Is the Rum Gone, who's also taking a significant class drop, might be near the pace as well. I just see things. And all that means doesn't win, I just think it may be the 2-horse London. So if you're going to go too deep, I recommend taking an off the pace horse, not someone that's going to be battling on the pace with and all that means. I think London will be avoiding that battle and might prosper if things get really hot and heavy up front. And I put the 1-horse Carson City Brown in for third. It was between him or Why Is the Rum Gone and Confizio, and those 3, I mean, to me, look the same.
This is a race you can make a case for pretty much every horse in there.
And all that means is a horse.
Yeah.
And it's like he's got the credentials. He's the good sprinter. And the barn is aggressive all the time. That's, like I said, that's why they win at 47%, because they're not stealing, but I mean they're not overrunning their horse. This horse is in where they think they belong. So I went 5-2-1.
You're going to have to go by him to hit the winner's circle. That's for sure.
Yes, you will. On to the 4th race. Got some maiden $25,000 fillies and mares here. I landed on the 5-horse, and I dig that. Who gets out of the maiden special weight company. Went some pretty fast fractions in all 3 of her starts this year. Keeps getting nailed by some pretty good horses, though. Sensational Beauty, Champagne Gal, and then next out winner Farniente, who came back to win against Non-Words, to actually beat Champagne Gal that day. So I just think I dig that's your horse. Put the 1-horse Queen Militant in for second. I thought she ran off on the front end a little too hard going along. The fractions are extremely fast. She couldn't last. I think she'll be less aggressively used early, and I think this horse will let the speed go, and this horse will run on late. And I put the 2-horse Mr. Rose Parade, who I thought comes out of a live race. This horse was, took the worst of it. It was 3 and 4 wide throughout much of it early in the race.
And her first start of her life.
That was just her career debut, and the Cloutier barn always does well. So I went 5-1-2, but I dig that as definitely the horse.
I agree with you. I dig that on top. I went with Get Up and Try in the second spot. The one of the Harold Barabee barn. Ran a good race last time. Looked really dangerous turning for home, and loomed up. Only got beat a half a length from maiden 25. I like that race, and a similar effort today. If it does get a little hot up front with I Dig That in this race, and maybe DS Siobhan goes with her. Queen Militant. If there is that heavy pace again, I could see Get Up and Try getting up and trying to win it.
Yes, I know. Horse ran well. Yeah.
And Mr. Rose Parade, I put in the third spot for the reasons you mentioned. Tony Cloutier Barn. I believe this is a half sister to Step Up.
It is. Came up roses.
It is.
It's
yes.
a dam of Step Up. Yeah.
Good first out, as you mentioned, under Ryan Pacheco. Moves now to Alex Bisono. That's not. Ryan Pacheco's been riding very well. I would favor Alex Bisono a little bit. And I think that's a good move.
Yeah.
Even though the horse is going from 12.5 to 25, I think it could take a step forward in its second race. I got 5, 6, and 2 in the fourth. On to the fifth, another tough one. Claiming 16,000. Mike, this is another one I looked at. I got a lot of.
There's only 6 horses, but it's.
I got a lot of scratches and changes, and I landed on Talkett's Charm. It's a horse that loves to go long. He's 5 for 9 lifetime at the distance, and he got good here last year when he won for.
String good races together.
Yeah, he can get some confidence and get going. Right, he's 1 for 8 and right up the ladder for 25. So a bad first out. Got going long in his second start for 8,000. Won at a big price. But now comes up to 16, and I don't think that's a crazy jump for a horse that can get good. So I put him on top. Gamby, obviously the class of the race is Gamby. He'll probably be your favorite. Richard Hamill takes over. He's got an out. Mel Snow's runners are doing well, and I like Richard Hamill attack, so I got him in the second. The third spot, I put Honestly Officer. The only thing that steered me a little bit off Honestly Officer, say that 5 times quick. Ossifer. Is that he's never run long. He looks like a sprinter.
That's
why.
the only knock on the horse.
That's the only knock on him, because if this was short, I would have picked him on top. Because he's got a lot of confidence. He's running really well right now. But he's never run long. It's kind of they're taking a chance. We'll see kind of approach and give him a shot going long. So I got him in the third spot. I got 1, 2, 6.
Yeah, this is not a tough 16. This 16 came up cheesy.
No.
I mean, for my money, Bear Rock and Roll's not in here. I mean, the usual.
Lauren 500 ends up in the 12.5, right? He would be a heavy favorite.
Yeah, Super Steve would be the favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Super Steve ended up sprinting again and probably should be in this race. But this race came up really light. I went to the 2 Ganbei. I mean, he's the accomplished, like 16,
he's the class horse
25 type route horse, but he's up against it pace-wise, and the horse that is going to get the great trip is the outside horse who's sharp, is Honestly Ossifer, who is back-to-back wins. I know it's just for 4 and for 8, but if this horse can route, this horse wins. If this horse can route, it wins, because if you look at the field, Pátzcuaro comes from 15 out of it. Deputies come in 15 out. Talkett's Charm, Ganby, and Ruffy Joe is close to the pace, but this is going to be a 25-50 half.
It could be, yeah.
A 25 quarter 50 half, and you got to respect the horse that's sharp. And as I said, this race did not come up tough. It came up like an $8,000 race.
And a horse that has his first start going long, sometimes you can kind of fool them, right? They'll run off, and even a horse that won't handle the distance, they might do it once, right? Their first time you do it, and you come back and do it a couple of times, and it's not for them. But I agree.
The time to do it is when they're sharp and doing well. Yeah. And this horse is doing really well right now. He looks great. He's beaming. He's got a great coat on him. I saw him on post parade. He looks good. And this horse is blossoming, and we'll see if he can go long. I know
for our good friends, Praven and Brody.
Yes, Praven and Brody and Taylor.
Yeah.
And but Talkett's Charm is you picked on top as a horse that's coming up from 8,000. So you're saying pretty much this race didn't come up tough either.
And the way that he can improve, right?
Yeah. He's done it before.
And a horse that loves a distance. That's why I had him and Gamby on top. You look at Gamby's won 6 races of the distance. Talkett's Charm's won 5. That's why I got
those are the distance specialists. I know, honestly, Ossifer's won none, but I mean, and never tried it. But as I said, this is the time to try. I went 2, 6, and 3. I put Ruffy Joe in for third. I didn't love anyone for third, but it's just race. I think that the pace scenario is going to dictate everything. This is going to be a slowly run race to the opening 6 panels, and it's really the 6 horses race to win or lose. But I think Ganby's the best horse, and Richard I think will know that, and he'll have this horse in play early. He won't I don't think he'll let the speed get too far away. I went 2, 6, and 3. On to the 6th race. Nice $35,000 filly and mare allowance. Non-winners a 2 lifetime or $35,000 claiming. The starting gate will be quite full with 10 of them signed on to run. I went way to the outside to Dear Lily. I don't think the 10 post will actually hurt the horse much. This horse actually was inside last time, got shuffled back, and then made a run. So it's probably best to be out of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
And, this horse ran really well. This horse, I think I picked someone else in that race, and I can't remember who, but obviously didn't win. Dear Lily won, but I was impressed with Dear Lily. That horse ran a huge race. So I got to follow her back because there's speed in the race. You've got Pretty Reckless. You got Lady Henrietta, you got Kyrie's Gal. There's going to be a bit of a pace in here.
Yeah.
And I just think Dear Lily's the class of the race. Turlani is also the class. I think 10 and 1. If I had to pick 2 horses, it's 1-10 or 10 and 1. Yeah. Turlani has the better draw. Keyshawn Bell Goldman will ride for Frank Barabee, and this horse is live in the spot. And I put Super Divine in for 3rd. This is a good little race. I mean, a lot of these horses have yet to prove that they can run for 35,000 against older mares, but Dear Lily definitely has, Turlani has, and that's why I really like those 2, and I put Super Divine in for 3rd. 10, 1, and 7.
I agree with Dear Lily on top, especially sprinting. This is her race, right? I put Super Divine in the 2nd spot. I thought, she finally got a decent trip last time and kind of hesitated to go through a hole. I think if she went through that, she would have won that race. So if this was going longer, I'd like her a lot more. She's bred. I think as she stretches out, she's going to be a better filly. But I got her in the 2nd spot because I thought she looked like she could have got by Pretty Reckless last time. And I put Pretty Reckless in the 3rd spot because of the speed, she's the best one, I think. And I think Super Divine will get by her this time, but I think Dear Lily is going to pass them both. Yeah. In a race where you can make a case for quite a few of them. I went 10, 7, and 6 in a tough one, but Dear Lily, Super Divine, and Pretty Reckless.
Let's have Antonio Reyes back. I know he's named on a couple horses.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's here, but
I don't think he's here.
He's not here. Okay.
I think they're just
fillers. Okay.
Waiting to
instead of Jockey No Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think Reyes is filling in the spot there. On to the 7th, maiden 5,000 for fillies and mares. Big field here again, 11 of them. I went with pretty much your lightly raced horses in here. I went with Midday Moon on the top. Only 1 start. Ran 2nd in a very slow time of 1:20. But it's first start for Mike Anderson and Wheeldens, who do well together. I think if he can take a step forward, maybe knock a 2nd off that time and move forward a bit, I think she'll probably be your winner. The 2nd spot, I put Island Rain out of the Forester barn, dropping down from 12.5. She drops from 12.5 to 5 and gets Amadeo Perez. Maybe that's enough to get this Daughter of Langford a little bit closer. And in the 3rd spot, I put Find Your Beach. Another one dropping from that 12.5 category for Tracy McCarthy, top conditioner here at Hastings Park. Got Find Your Beach in the 3rd spot in a cluttered field of 11.
Yeah.
I went 5, 7, and 4. That's all I got to say about the nightcap.
I went to the 4-horse Find Your Beach. I agree with that horse is definitely a contender. I like all the horses dropping out of the 12.5 Irish Lyric race.
Yeah.
Those are much tougher horses. Irish Lyric, Little Blossom, and I know we liked Miss Rose Parade in a maiden 25. So why wouldn't we take Find Your Beach and the 11-horse for me, Be Remarkable. Those are my top 2 coming out of that race. Both have speed. Hopefully they don't knock each other out. I went 4-11, and I agree with your 5-horse Midday Moon in for 3rd. If anyone comes from off the pace, it's going to be Midday Moon. I was impressed with the way the horse was running against slow fractions. I know the final time was slow, but the opening half was 47, and this horse made a move from the back of the pack to get up for the runner-up spot. So I was impressed with that. Yeah, so this horse is going to get a legitimate pace in here. There's a lot of horses in here who want to show speed. The 2-horse Stone Ridge Cat, the 6-horse Hell of a Deal, the 8 Storm and Stella. There's a lot of them that show
There's 11
fun
of
things.
them.
There's a pile
Some of them are going to be going,
No, but they've shown speed in the past. It's going to be quite congested up front, and that could help the 5 Midday Moon. But I do like the class droppers, the 4 Find Your Beach and the 11 Be Remarkable. So I went 4, 11, and 5 in the Saturday finale. Well, that'll do it for our analysis of the Saturday card at Hastings. Up next on screen will be a quick recap of our selections. And
Mike, as always, is up first.
Back in race number 1, I went to the 1 after court over the 2 and 6. Race number 2, I went to the 3, Fort Vancouver, over the 7, Lady Dawson, and the 5, Fourth in Command. In the 3rd race, I went to the class dropping number 5 for the Hot Anita Bolton Barn. That is, and all that it means, 5-2-1 for me in the 3rd. Race number 4, I went to the 5, I dig that, taking that slight little drop from Maiden Allowance in for 25. That could be the winning move. 5-1-2 in the 4th, pardon me. In race number 5, I went to the 2, Ganby, over the 6, Honestly Ossifer, and the 3, Ruffy Joe. Sixth race, the feature, good feature it is. I went to the outside to number 10, Dear Lily, over the 1, Turlani, and the 7, Super Divine, 10-1-7 for me in the feature. And in the finale, I went to the 4, Find Your Beach, 4-11-5. On to Drew.
There we go. In the first, I went to the 6, Stormin' Proud Papa, over the 2 and the 1. In the second, I'm with Mike on number 3, Fort Vancouver, over the 5 and the 7. In the third, I'm with, I got a lot of the same picks as you here, Mike. The third, number 5, And All That It Means, over the 2 and the 4. The fourth, number 5, I Dig That, over the 6 and the 2. In the fifth, number 1, Talk Its Charm, over the 2 and the 6. In the sixth, number 10, Dear Lily, over the 7, Super Divine, and the 6, Pretty Reckless. And in the nightcap, the 7th, number 5, Midday Moon, over the 7 and 4.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Handicapper's Corner. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Hopefully, we've given you a little bit of insight into the Saturday program. Once again, a reminder, 7 races. First race goes at 1:50. If you can't make it on Saturday, please do join us on Sunday when we have 8 races starting at 1:50 for the Sunday, June 22nd program. Should be hopefully good weather for the weekend. And if you can't make it out of the track, don't forget Plan B right here at the Derby Bar and Grill. So on behalf of Drew, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.
Bigger than 5 to 9, but make it F10. He wins it by.